What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here, back again for another Physical Media Friday. This week, we're taking a look at the man who came from the swamp, and that would be William Grefe. I recently picked up this Arrow box set of some of the films in the William Grefe collection. William Grefe was an exploitation film director. I guess you could also say he was a regional film director, directing many films in and around Florida and the swamps therein. There's a look at the titles. We'll take a look at these in a minute. Before I show this, and by the way, I was kind of interested in this some months back when it came out, or when I saw it on Arrow. But I'm glad I waited, because I actually just recently picked it up on Dark Side Records, used. So it's in perfect condition. I mean, it's, you know, I'm guessing maybe the person that got it didn't really know what type of films they were getting and didn't really enjoy them, and maybe they may not even have watched all of them, maybe just sampled one or two and said it's not for me and decided to get rid of it. So far, I've watched one that I was curious about. I've been curious about for years because of the title. That was pretty good. And then the other one was, it was okay. And then actually, I watched yet another one on Tubi. The funny thing is, in between the time I ordered this and it arrived, I watched one of these on Tubi, not even knowing it was a William Grefe movie. I watched it basically because it starred Christopher George, so I said, let me give that a try. If you know which one I'm talking about, then you know. But we'll get into those in a minute. Before I talk about this set and show off all the covers and everything, let me just show, and I've shown this before on the channel, but let me just take an opportunity to show this copy of Impulse that Grindhouse put out a while ago. This was absolutely outstanding, and this was a movie that William Shatner agreed to star in to sort of distance himself from the Captain Kirk role, and it's very different. He is kind of a psychotic gigolo, a deranged gigolo who preys on rich women, unable to control his murderous psychosexual tendencies. It also stars Jennifer Bishop, who appears in at least one of those other films, and Harold Oddjob Cicada, you know, from Goldfinger, who also appears in at least one of these. And the other thing about this is, if you have this box set, or this set, and this box set, you've got a pretty good chunk of William Grefe's filmography, because this has two bonus films. Now, I haven't really dug into it, but one of them might be an unfinished film. I'm not really sure. And one of them stars Mickey Rooney. And then you also have 4 short films. You actually have to just put the second disc in to see everything. It doesn't even really give it justice on the back here. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff in this. This is outstanding. So between the two, I've got just a huge chunk of William Grefe's filmography to get into. And by the way, this was that was a special edition. It was, so I got this signed one here, 853 out of 2,000. Pretty cool edition. But let's get to this. You know, obviously it's an Arrow release, comes with a poster, comes with a nice book, hardback book. But yeah, this look, oh, Stanley. Now Stanley I've heard of, that's not in this collection. That's a snake movie. Tim has a pet rattlesnake. When Tim gets mad, Stanley gets deadly. I have heard of that, but I don't have it, and it's not in this collection, so that's one I'm going to have to see. But let's take a look at these. I'll take them out, and then I'll flip the cover art around, and I'll flip the poster around as well. We've got the Psychedelic Priest with the Hooked Generation. Great cover art on these. You know, just beautiful presentation. Then we got Sting of Death. Yes, that is a man. That is a jellyfish man you are looking at. Indeed, yes. And then Death Curse of Tartu. The trailer for Death Curse of Tartu is hilarious. Just the announcer's voice as he says, Death Curse of Tartu. Whiskey Mountain. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. This is the one I saw on Tubi. There's Christopher George right there. Really interesting. One of the actors in here had a small part in Outlaw Josie Wales. And I also saw him recently on an episode of The Fugitive TV series. He's got quite a face. And then it has the documentary, They Came from the Swamp. So there's a documentary on here about William Grefe. Well, look at all that stuff. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. And then we got The Naked Zoo and Mako, Jaws of Death, that's the one I was curious about. And apparently the backstory is the script was written for that and nobody wanted to touch it. And then Jaws came out and then his phone started ringing. Okay, so, you know, it's kind of like Romancing the Stone. You know, Romancing the Stone was written before Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out and then they made Romancing the Stone and everyone's like, oh, they're copying off of Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, that's not the way it worked. Kind of the same deal. But I'll cut it here, flip these all around. I'll be right back. Okay, there's the opposite side of the poster. There's William Grefe himself. Welcome to Florida. And here's the reversible cover art that highlights the other films. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Once again, this is the documentary. They came from the swamp. You got Mako, Jaws of Death, Death Curse of Tartu, and the Hook Generation on this side. And of course, each one is a double feature with 2 discs. 2 films on 1 disc. But yeah, really awesome set. Happy to have it. Very eager to watch these. You know, they might not all be the greatest films ever made, but so far, I found them. Of the, I believe, 4 William Grefe films that I've seen, I've really liked 3 of them. And one of them was still kind of entertaining. But I'll be reviewing. I'll probably be ranking these eventually at some point, reviewing them and ranking them. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm just going to show one more film this week, only because I want to keep this relatively short. What I'm doing is I'm stretching out a lot of my recent pickups. I still have a giant box, and I've got some more coming for the holidays. But I'm going to change plans a little bit for Physical Media Fridays in the upcoming months. I still have plenty to show and talk about for sure, but I definitely don't want to show too much in any one video. So I had pre-ordered this and it arrived. It was supposed to come today, but it came yesterday, and my wife and I even watched it last night. This was something that was in select theaters, and there was a theater about 45 minutes away from here that was showing it, but we couldn't get to it in time before it was gone. From director Soi Chang, Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In. Okay, starring Louis Koo, Sammo Hung, the legendary Sammo Hung, special appearance by Aaron Kwok. The young guy I was not familiar with. So I'll be doing a review of this, but I'm happy to pick this up. Blu-ray, you know, pretty much just your standard release. This is slightly embossed here, a little bit, I guess you would say, as is this little strip of pictures here. So, I mean, it's pretty standard release, but, you know, my pet peeve is when they just, the little pictures in the back are like an afterthought and they're blurry and things like that. So anyway, yeah. Let's take a look at it. No reversible cover art or anything like that. Maybe I'll get some other films there. So there you go. So look for a review of this. This will definitely fit the bill for a Martial Arts Monday review. So I'll be bumping this one up in the rotation for Martial Arts Mondays. Have you even heard of this? Were you guys eager to see this like me when it came out? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you think of my William Grefe collection. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Later.